People want a single, stable currency that they can price globally.
Stablecoins would be a huge positive, and I think that would be a positive for the US dollar.
The significant question is, what is the implications of what's happening in stablecoins?
Traditional and decentralized finance are two different worlds. One is punching numbers in a Manhattan skyscraper, and the other is coding a new blockchain from home. Stablecoins are looking to be the bridge between the two industries.
So a stablecoin is a coin that is pegged one for one with the dollar. And the way we ensure that that coin is actually keeps that peg, that one for one with the dollar, is that they are a custodian for actual fiat currency.
Stablecoins are tokens that track the US dollar typically. So I have to say what they really are, they're crypto dollars. Crypto dollars are akin to euro dollars. Euro dollars track the US dollar in banks outside the US.
And what this lets you do is it lets you interact with the DeFi ecosystem using digital assets that don't have any volatility with respect to the dollar. If you were to hold just Bitcoin, then that's going to rise and fall with the price of Bitcoin.
As Brett mentioned, a stablecoin is a cryptocurrency designed to have a relatively stable price. This means it can be backed by fiat, a commodity, other cryptos, or even algorithmically. Cryptocurrency is a digital currency which is built on a blockchain. A blockchain is a database record that guarantees the fidelity and security of transactions. And all of this generally exists under the umbrella of decentralized finance, or DeFi for short. It's the emerging financial system separate from Wall Street.
To me, this is indicative of the revolution of cryptos. Number one fact is when you sort by volume in CoinMarketCap.com, the number one traded crypto on the planet is Tether. A lot of people don't understand that yet. The world has gone for the dollar organically through cryptos, which shows the significance of our free market capitalism.
I frankly think that stablecoins represent a compelling way to be able to deliver sort of a really modernized asset transfer system and markets structure while still using a one-to-one dollar-backed asset, as the reserve currency. And so I think that's something which, I think is of strategic importance to the United States.
If we sort of stifle crypto, if intellectual property for crypto moves overseas, if we don't allow stablecoins to exist in the US, then that's going to move somewhere else. Maybe it moves to euro, maybe it moves to yen, maybe it moves to Chinese yuan. These are all concerns that we should have as Americans in making sure that we take that first place when it comes to crypto.
This adds pressure on U.S. regulators like SEC Chair Gary Gensler to create guardrails on decentralized financial markets without hurting sentiment towards the U.S. dollar.
One thing to note is that I think we are going to see some stablecoin legislation move. Certainly some of the recommendations from the President's Working Group report on financial markets on stablecoins was to recommend that there is some legislative framework that is passed. And to be honest with you, I think we're seeing bipartisan support on stablecoin legislation moving, and that to me is the low-hanging fruit in Congress. So I think we're going to start with stablecoins and then potentially move on to some other topics that will have maybe broader implications for all of crypto and all of the crypto markets, but I think we're going to start with stablecoins.
Stablecoin legislation will be a major moment for cryptocurrency adoption into the global economic system. Whether or not investors continue to favor the United States dollar or another currency is yet to be seen.
People want a single, stable currency that they can price globally, as opposed to having these fragmented markets, just naturally how it's developed. So just empirically speaking, the US dollar really is it.
Even though a stablecoin might sound like a sure thing, it's a new technology in a world figuring out use cases and its own regulation. And that likely means volatility before it's figured out on all sides.